It started long before I ever noticed it, the small glances, the little smiles, the messages that always seemed just a bit too warm. Her name was Sophie, one of my husband's co-workers. Sweet, polite, the kind of woman who always made everyone feel at ease. At first, I didn't think much of it. But then the messages started coming more often. Little comments like "you always make Mondays bearable" or "you looked so good in that meeting today." It wasn't explicit. It was subtle, too subtle. But I noticed. And instead of getting jealous, something else came over me. Curiosity. So that night, when Ethan came home, I had a plan. He walked in, loosening his tie, that tired but handsome look on his face that still made my heart ache a little. I was sitting on the edge of our bed, calm, waiting. "Hey," he said softly. "You look dangerous." I smiled. "Maybe I am." He laughed, that deep, familiar sound I loved. "What are you up to?" "Just a little surprise," I whispered. The evening unfolded the way it always did when we were lost in each other, intense, wordless, the kind of closeness that leaves you breathless and quiet afterward. When it was over, he held me close, tracing circles on my shoulder. "That," he said, still catching his breath, "might have been the best ever." I laughed softly. "You say that every time." "Yeah, and you keep proving me right." He grinned and reached for his phone. That's when I saw the notification. "Sophie, you were hilarious today. You always make my day better." I froze for a second, then picked up the phone. "Who's Sophie?" I asked, keeping my voice even. He frowned, surprised. "Sophie. Oh, from work. Why?" I turned the screen toward him. "You light up my afternoons." "Sounds pretty friendly." He rubbed the back of his neck, awkward. "It's not what it looks like. She's just nice. Winky faces and all." He sighed. "Okay, maybe she flirts a little, but it doesn't mean anything." I tilted my head, studying him. "So you like being the office crush?" "What?" "No, well, maybe a little." I smiled. "Don't worry, babe. I get it. You're easy to fall for." He grinned, embarrassed. I leaned in, kissed him softly, and whispered, "Then let's make sure she's not the only one who remembers that." He didn't understand what I meant then. But I did. The next morning, he left early for a meeting. I stayed in bed, staring at the ceiling. The messages kept replaying in my mind. Not because I was angry, but because I wanted to know why. What made her think she could get that close? I picked up my phone and typed a message. Me, "Hey, Sophie. You free this afternoon? Just want to talk. Nothing bad." She replied almost instantly. "Sophie, sure. Is everything okay?" Me, "Totally. Bring coffee. And maybe an excuse to leave work early." Half an hour later, my doorbell rang. She stood there, holding 2 coffees, her smile small and uncertain. "Hi," she said softly. "Hi," I replied. "Come in." She stepped inside, her eyes darting around like she was expecting an interrogation. I smiled to ease her nerves. "You're prettier than I remembered," I said, taking one of the cups. She blinked. "Oh, thanks." "Relax," I told her. "You look like you're waiting for bad news." I wasn't sure why you wanted to see me." "I get it," I said gently. "It's about the texts." Her eyes widened. "Oh, no, I swear I didn't mean anything by them. He's easy to talk to." "I know," I interrupted, still smiling. "He's charming. Trust me, I understand." She hesitated, confused. "You're not mad?" "Not at all," I said. "Actually, I think if you're going to flirt with him, you should do it properly." Her face flushed, and for a moment, she looked completely lost for words. "What do you mean?" "It means," I said quietly, stepping closer, "that I'd rather be part of the story than outside of it." She blinked, her breath catching. "You're serious?" "Completely." I could see the questions in her eyes, guilt, disbelief, curiosity, maybe even a little excitement. "You don't have to do anything," I whispered. "But I needed to know if I was right about you." She swallowed hard. "And if you were? Then maybe we can stop pretending." The air between us felt electric, suspended in something neither of us had planned for. I saw her hand tremble slightly as she brushed her hair back. I reached out, gently moving a strand away from her face. "You don't have to be afraid," I said softly. "I'm not angry. I just wanted to understand what you saw in him, and maybe show you what I see." She laughed nervously, still unsure. "This feels crazy." "Maybe it is," I said. "But sometimes the best things start that way." For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The silence wasn't awkward, it was loaded. She finally whispered, "He doesn't know I like him." I smiled knowingly. "He does now." She looked down, flustered, but there was a tiny smile tugging at her lips. I could tell she wasn't sure whether to leave or stay. So I took the choice away. "You've already crossed the line," I said softly. "Now the question is, what are you going to do about it?" The tension in the room was thick enough to touch. She finally looked up at me, her eyes steady. "I don't know," she said honestly. "That's okay," I whispered. "Neither do I." And then, for the first time, she stopped overthinking and let the moment take over. That day changed everything. Not because of what happened next, but because of what it revealed, that sometimes curiosity isn't about revenge or jealousy. It's about discovering who you are when someone else sees you differently. Ethan never found out exactly what Sophie and I talked about that afternoon. He only knew that when he came home that night, I greeted him with a smile that made him forget all about the messages, the coworker, and the questions. Because I had my answers.